Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we with a gentleman here, Barry Hackett, from the well-renowned football family in Trinidad and Tobago. Um, I got the impression it's a big family, but maybe he can tell us. Barry, maybe you can say a little about your family. How many Hacketts are there?
There's 7 of us all together. And first, I thank you all for giving me the opportunity to see a part, a long history of football and family, and just being old friends, knowing each other for many years. So it's a good opportunity for us to share some stories. But getting back to the original question, your first question is that there were 7 of us. I had 3 brothers and 3 sisters. First 2 being 2 boys, followed by a girl, followed by a boy, girl, boy, girl. So I came 6th.
What? Okay.
Out of a big family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that was more or less common in those days.
Mm-hmm. But no, the reason why I say was not for the size is the fact that you came 6, so you kind of could relate to me being the last SM, so very close. How many were, you said, so that's what, 4 boys, 3 girls?
4 boys and 3 girls.
Okay, all the boys played football in Trinidad?
Yeah, my first 2 brothers, Michael, followed by Gerald, or Jerry. Most people know him as Jerry Hackett.
Mm-hmm.
My sister came after Angela, and then Winty came after Angela. So yes, we all played.
Did you play in the same team with them at any time? The same team or?
Eventually Canada, which I never thought would have been possible because left at a tender age, I was a young 14.
Yeah.
Watched them all play, see my oldest brother Michael. I saw quite a bit of him playing with Civic Center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my second brother Jerry, didn't see much of him because he left early. He went to the Coast Guard, then eventually Defense Force, and the Coast Guard regiment came together and formed the Defense Force.
Right.
I remember that. And then obviously Winty was closer in age, so I saw a lot of him, as a youth.
Mm-hmm.
He being 15, 16, and 17, and then obviously played with him for quite a number of years.
Yeah, so I guess you only get the chance to play with Jerry when he came up here and he played for Colts. Is that even? Okay. So within that time, who you played for home? Seeing that you only played with Jerry up here, did you play with Winty? I know Mike was around my time. Did you play Winty home or?
No, I would watch Winty play because Winty will more or less get a chance to play with all the guys, older than him.
I can see why.
Based on size.
Yeah.
Anything else, was very small in stature.
Yeah.
So I really couldn't compete, and I was 14. Left when I was 14. So I really didn't get a chance to play around with the big boys, so to speak.
So you migrated, you say? So you migrated when you're 14, you said?
Correct.
Where year that was?
Pardon?
Where year you came up to Canada?
74.
74. Okay. So you were in a club already, or no?
No. Back home I didn't play. I never played any, organized football. Yeah, my beginners were while I left playing small goal football behind the goal, the big goal.
Well, that's the progression. That's the progression.
But I had the opportunity to watch the greats.
Mm-hmm.
And when I call it greats, on a daily basis I could see players like Dillion, Archibald, Cave, Brewster, Douglas, my brothers, Winty play among them and younger players, practicing on a daily basis.
Okay.
And then on the weekend I had the opportunity to see them play live. So it didn't have youth soccer for 14-year-olds. Didn't have organized games. I mean, the only organized game I played is when I remember Alvin Cornell brought a team to Point. That was like a U12 or U13 team. I would basically Isa Muhammad.
Yeah, I know Isa, yeah.
Right. Organize the youth who basically play small goal soccer behind the net on a daily basis.
Oh, okay.
And put us together to play against Alvin's team. And that was the first organized game I played. And the only one I played for it. To Canada.
So how this thing take off? You came to Canada and became to study or family members? You got sent to meet family members or?
My mom came, right? The 4 siblings. So my mom came, single parent. She came and she brought up Winty, Jennifer, myself, and Rhonda. So all 4 of us came, right? All 4 of us came together, and that was after Winty recently played with the Trinidad national under-18 team.
Yes.
That had So soon after he came back, we left. The paperwork was already obviously in process. So he came back. He probably had like 2 weeks before he left. I remember playing a farewell game for him.
Okay.
With my hiker. And I remember vividly Steve David was, he along with Steve David played that match. For a send-off match for him.
You guys went in again?
From the stands. I'm a spectator. Whatever big guns.
Yeah. As you call Steve here, it's big guns you're talking.
Big guns.
Yeah. So when you came here now, you stayed with your mom and then you went to school here then? And you schooled in here?
Yeah, high school. And started playing high school football. And then one of the players on the team recruited me for his club team. So yes. And I started playing Westwood Flyers, which was based out of Kiel and Eglinton area.
So you lived in the West or you?
Yeah, we lived in the West for a short period of time.
Okay.
Close to Dufferin and Eglinton.
Action.
Yeah.
Nice action, please.
Yeah. I started playing there.
Yeah.
And it all went branched off from there. So Westwood Flyers, being an Italian organization, more or less affiliated with Italia. So it was Westwood. And then I went on to Toronto Jets, and then on to Toronto Italia. So that was the pathway. But I remember playing with Westwood Flyers, and the coach pulled me aside. And he asked me, you never played organized football before, midfield football before. Because he recognized, I guess everything was
small goal.
Yeah. And he kind of recognized that early, And then 11. That was the only one game prior, to come to Canada. Now 11. So, so I made the adjustments.
Okay, so I guess was he was thinking division or just the holding on too long? Is one or two? The holding on too long or just division?
Yeah, he didn't really go on to ask, explain why.
Yeah.
But notice it, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't looking.
Yeah.
To make,
yeah.
Long. When it was on.
Well, that's a master job he did there because I saw you later on. You went to the Jets and you end up on Flemington.
We moved twice thereafter. Because we moved to Regent Park and probably stayed there no more than 2 years. And then we got transferred to Flemington Park housing.
So you actually lived in Flamingo?
Yeah, that's why I was able to get into the league so early because at such a young age, so to
Yeah.
speak. You know,
Yeah.
so I remember, at 17, I was already playing in the Florida League.
So you weren't really drafted into Flamingo then? How did you get linked up?
Up through Francis. Remember Francis, Pappy.
Yeah.
They had a team. They had a team. They were all from Point. I think they had a team.
Yes. That's like Hawks, upsetters and okay.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's why I
Yes.
started.
That's the start. So
That's why I
I
started.
just checked on to do this interview. Just recognizing. So and you came in the league what year?
I may have came in 76, Might have been 76.
Yeah. But then again, I seen you on the start sheet for 77. So
Yes.
you remember that season? That season where you actually won the most goals for the Street Guy Soccer League in 1977. Could you recall that season?
Well, I remember that league. I remember winning the most goals with Rudy. We shared that title.
Yes.
We shared the title that year. So, and Rudy was with Exhibitors.
That's right.
Right. So it was Exhibitors, spoilers or players,
Players.
and ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? Those were the three main teams. Everyone else you could get by.
Yeah.
But those were the three top guns.
Yeah.
And yeah, I remember, I was young and vibrant. I was still playing with the Jets. I had a good season with the Jets. Yeah, good experience, played among good players. And I didn't set out to win the most goals. I don't think that was a goal of mine. I just, was enjoying the moment.
That have been Attaccated team too?
Might have been, yeah, because the all Point.
Yeah, could have
Yeah,
been.
Point.
Before he went away, yeah.
Yeah.
So realize you were in the league that long because by the time 81 you were a destructive force in the league. So let me ask you, before I ask you another question on the league. I've been in Irish since 74, on and off, missing certain years. How come you never decided to join Irie, or did you ever think Irie way or anything like that? Because I know Winty, when I was with West Indies, Winty came over there and played Irie tournament. When I was with Irie, one time Winty came and played. He was more freelancing with the tournament. He came and played in Irie tournament. He was like a guest player in the tournament. We didn't really have a problem with that because he was that good.
Right, he was.
Yeah,
He was. I remember that.
we didn't have a problem with that. I was kind of glad to play with him, Yeah. But so how come you never? I never see you in the Irie tournament. You ever played Irie tournament?
A few times, well, yeah.
With who? With who? What team?
The one that we lost in the finals in Lamport. I was there.
Playing for what team? What team you played for? Parkdale?
Might have been East-West Connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lost our finals. I never played in Brockton Stadium. I wanted to because back then, I think the standard of football was much higher.
Mm-hmm.
The tournament was better supported. Better supported from people from states, Baltimore, Maryland area, New York area. Yeah, they look forward to that event. And I think players that just migrated to the U.S. and Canada, they weren't very long before they migrated, so they were still
hot.
Yeah, they still had the ability to play, and they weren't old. They weren't old players. They were still,
Yeah, that's right.
Somewhat in their prime. So that event, I think everybody looked forward to that event.
Yeah.
It was like a social event. It was a time to express yourself and show yourself. And they had teams coming from Trinidad as well.
Yeah.
but he wanted to be part of that. And I also wanted to be part of that. And I was recruited. I was asked to come along and play with Irie. A bit hesitant because we were rivals, but in the end, I accepted the invitation. And they had somewhat like a trials, so-called trials.
Mm-hmm.
But we know who the players were, you know. But I guess they had to make it formal. But they knew who they were going to select.
Yeah.
That was asked to come and play. Not the tryout, but participate in the tryouts. My understanding is we want you to play with us.
Yeah.
Good enough, upcoming player, we want you to play. And one of the prominent people, influential people in the organization asked me. So I decided to come. And I also recruited Winty. I told Winty, I said, when I play with Irie, come and play. You know, or if you come and play, we could, go play with Irie in that tournament. I mean, a good opportunity for us to play together. He was kind of hesitant, but he came. I think he came on the very last day of the trials, the third day. And in the end, when the selections were made, they called me aside. One person in particular called me aside, and he went on to explain to me, we selected you for the league, for us to play with us in the league.
Boy.
But as far as tournament team, you're not selected.
Boy.
And asking me to sign
For the league.
for the league. But by the way, we selected Winty. And expect me to sign. And I refused, because I felt it was lacked integrity. I lost all respect at that moment in time, and I just simply turned my back. And that was my way of expressing my disappointment.
And we felt it a little bit, and although it wasn't Irie, we did get some thunder on Florida Park for that. we did get some thunder on Florida Park for that.
More animosity.
Yeah, and it didn't have anything to do with us.
Yeah. So I had to take it out on somebody. So that I put a bitter taste in my mouth, and it's sorry to say, but life, you go through stuff with ups and downs, and you live as you learn.
Yeah.
But that was the reason behind it. I never stood up. Now that time came and passed, and I was recruited later on by other people.
Mm-hmm.
But I refused. I because at that moment in time, that's what I want. That was my what I want. That was my
yeah, because as you say, but the way you articulate the tournament, you're the best I heard coming from. That's why I like different perspective, because from a young upcoming guy around the Irie tournament, you said it. I didn't think somebody could say it better, because you saying it with the eagerness and the hunger to play in the tournament, the way you put the teams and the players and the other was the exact way it was.
After that particular individual did that, what he did, it wasn't only selfish on his part. It wasn't only selfish from a team perspective. But if you look at this...
Well, that person is staying anonymous, or...
Yeah,
all right. So then we keep it that way, right? Okay. Because it's for my job to, if they continue, once they say you're not going to call, then we can continue like that, because within there, people say, well, why you didn't ask him, So now, obviously, I got the impression that you wanted it to be, but for the people who will be listening, they need to know that that's all you wanted.
People make mistakes.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
So I think in retrospect, they probably think twice now,
Mm-hmm.
But my point I was trying to make is that you close the doors and avenues for a particular individual, and probably even for a country. Now, that was probably my opportunity, or an opportunity for me to be seen by local players, by players from Defense Force. These are upcoming Trinidad national in Trinidad. Maybe we need to take a look at him. You understand? Maybe that was an opportunity
And
for the coach.
what age were you then?
17.
Whoa, yeah, that's young.
I was 17. You know, and that's the time you want to give a player, a current player, an opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, so it was narrow-minded.
A lot of people make that mistake, you know, and you know, we all go through some kind of little thing. Well, you know, like you, I went through the small things, so you overlook a lot of the times, but it is make you motivated because I saw your game and you know how your game developed. I mean, any coach would want to put you in that midfield and make you generate, you know. So put it this way, maybe it was a missed opportunity because I know the difference in the players. So yeah, it's an opportunity missed. Based on that, so you were playing at Flemington, besides coming in after the Jets, did you not, because I know Winty was playing out west at one time, he was playing for somebody out west, you know?
I was playing London,
Right.
London City.
Right.
Right. Well, he was at London City. I was with Italia.
Okay.
Toronto, Italia.
Okay.
Right.
That's
Toronto, Italia, and I was still 19, but I really got on the first team.
That's the Italia and the CNSL. That's the Italia and the CNSL, not so?
NSL.
Yeah, that's the standard you were playing. I didn't know that. I didn't know. I just know you had to be playing somewhere else to have that kind of condition and that kind of vision and stuff. So yeah, I know you talk about the upsetters, but that's the early stages. How you married the late stages now with the, as I said to you, I always remember you in 1981, right? I always remember we going for that most goal title. Nothing was written in because of the fact also that Denzel was also hot. As much as we were hoping that teams upset Colts, it wasn't happening, you know, and we couldn't even do it ourselves because the game's that year draw, you know, and I think it's 0-0 too. So you talk about the explosive, I think it's probably the highest output in goals for the most goals title that year. And I'm almost certain that came down to the last weekend. Yeah. But let me ask you now that you mentioned your brothers. Jerry. Jerry came up and played, right?
Right.
Late in for Colts.
Right.
Right. Good player.
And
Good.
Mikey too.
I can't remember when Mikey played.
Yeah, Mikey played. Could have been 88, 88, 89.
He stayed long.
87.
He played plenty games.
He didn't play like one season, maybe a few games. Yeah, he played along with Mark.
Who would you merit as, and it doesn't matter position, who in the Hackett family, the ballers, who you think reached their full potential, and who you figure based on opportunity, like how you missed opportunities along the way, who you feel didn't get a chance to reach their full potential, and who was the closest to reaching that full potential?
Okay. I think Winty. Winty's a player that he was a stellar player from young. From a youth. Are we frozen? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, he from a youth, he was dominant. You know, I remember watching him, you know, play under 17s and doing a volley that was inspiring to me. You know, to be better than him or just as good. You know, yeah, he was. You know, the last game, farewell game, the guy was just, yeah, he was awesome. And you know, getting the opportunity to play with him and stuff like that. Then I see him destroy Toronto, Italia when he played with the provincial team. Destroyed Toronto, Italia. Scored a hat trick. And then he played against us in London. Destroyed us. Scored a hat trick again. I mean, so many examples where I see him. Yeah, he can take his game and dominate a game.
Yeah.
He's just, and you know, he set the record, you know, that record with scoring 3 goals in 5 minutes with the national under 18 team, in the CONCACAF that was held here. You know,
Is that right?
Yeah, he scored 3 goals in 5 minutes. That was blasted all over the newspapers in Trinidad. You know, Hackett scores 3 goals in 5 minutes. They have to score like 8 goals against Costa Rica or whatever to advance. Some scenario like that.
Yeah.
So they had to pile on the goals. And he's so happy to be that. You know, that was a record until I think Leonardowski broke that not too long ago. Well, I mean, not at the highest level.
Yeah, but I mean that's the same standard. That's within the same. That's the same records. That's the same record.
Yeah, he came second to Hugo Sanchez in that tournament in goals. That CONCACAF tournament. You know, so I think he's a player that, impressive. I think he played professionally. He was able to play in the MLS, and you know. So Winty,
Who he played for in the MLS? Who he played for again in the MLS?
He played St. Louis Steamers.
Okay.
I think he played Kansas City Chiefs. Then he played with Buffalo last year with Buffalo.
Okay, you know I didn't know all that.
Okay.
Because I guess on the park he used to try to keep that low because I guess he wasn't supposed to, you know that kind. We knew that. So what he would do, he would train, he would warm up the team and stuff. And the cue at halftime is Midge. Winty dressing, you know. I'm telling you the way it is, right? I would just call it a Midge. Winty dressing, you know. My next breath is Tolwan Ronald. Oh, you hear that? You know what I mean? It's like, because we know it's pressure and torture. You know? And what I don't like, he could embarrass you already, and I don't like when sometimes defenders want to feel they're on top of it. You can't be on top of it with a player like that. You have to be on it all the time. You know?
Right.
Because it's almost impossible, just like you watch Messi, and I mean, you can put him there. The way Winty used to turn is something like how Messi does turn, you know.
Yeah.
Winty used to turn on a dime, man.
Yeah, and then
with the ball and go somewhere else. Yeah. So we had men like
power with it. He knew how to create penalties too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he had the intelligence how to win games.
Yeah. He knew how to throw down himself too. He was really professional, man. He was professional. He was professional.
Yeah, he was
you know?
special. So.
Yeah, that's a special player. God rest his soul, you know. In moving, you're still in the game. I know you did a little, I don't know if to call it a hiatus down to the States or whatever, but I know you went down to the States based on, is that a career choice or when you went to the US?
Yeah, that was a career decision. That was my pursuit to continue in the game on a coaching level. So when I left, coaching wasn't paid. So I started coaching here.
Mm-hmm.
I could North York Hearts, and then I went to North Scarborough.
With North York Hearts, not under Bruno?
Under Bihari.
Okay.
Bihari.
Okay.
And then North Scarborough. And then I spent a couple seasons at North Scarborough.
With the youth club under Byron?
Bobby de Guzman
was
my team manager. And his sons were on that team. His son, Jonathan. Bobby recruited me to come on to coach.
You coach Jonathan?
Yeah, I coached Jonathan. The first organized soccer Jonathan ever played was under me for 2 years. I coached Jonathan for 2 years. And then 2 years when I left, 2 years later, he went to Holland. So my first practice with Jonathan, I had to put Jonathan out my practice to sit down. Because Dad was the manager, and he would think he could do anything in practice and get along and wouldn't listen. I remember we really had to put Jonathan to sit out my practice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Jonathan was a special player. Yeah, so I started my coaching career. I left, and it was to pursue my coaching career. And I left, I coached high school, I coached club. But before I left, I volunteered with OSA, Ontario Soccer Association.
How was that?
Yeah, and while I was there, Julian was part of that age group. So I got the opportunity to work with both of them.
Whoa.
bit.
Okay.
So I used Jonathan on my benchmark. Now when I coach youths that I've coached youths for all those years, seeing Jonathan. I remember going to the finals in Birchmount Stadium, the rugby tournament. Jonathan was my player.
I didn't know you're coaching that long,
Yeah. So.
Your major accomplishment or achievement, because what is your satisfaction from that move to the US?
Major accomplishments in the US?
Yeah.
In comparison to like Jonathan, players like that?
Yeah.
I've had the opportunity to coach players that were able to go through the US, that made the US youth teams, both boys and girls. I had the opportunity to coach them.
You do girls too?
Yeah, I did good. Yeah.
Okay.
Coach both boys and girls, both in school and in club. There's one player I had the opportunity to coach with the Olympic Development Program. The Olympic Development Program is like state team, provincial teams. So each state they pick the elite players from a particular age, and they go down to Jersey and they play among other states. So while I was in Connecticut, I had a team, went down to Jersey, and we'll play teams like Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, and different states. And one of my players was able to play for the US team out of that group. A boy, and I had the opportunity with a girl. So I was able to.
So you get a chance to mingle or had any interaction with people at the upper US soccer level in terms of, normally here when...
I've had the opportunity to work with the US national head coach, which he was coaching the second team. I had a close relationship with him. He was coaching director for state of Connecticut.
Okay.
That was the person.
That's a good level.
Influential. He coached Cornell for like 25 years. So he produced a lot of top players and stuff like that. So I had somewhat of a good relationship with him. I also had a.
So how long you stayed there? What year you went down and when you came back?
22 years.
What? It was 22 years already?
Yeah. It was 22 years.
They coming back?
No. Where I'm at, I came back. I was my last daughter. I coached my last daughter in Oakville.
How old is she?
12.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm currently with TFC Juniors.
You with TFC? The last I knew you were with Oakville, I think.
Right.
You made a move.
No, well, you could do Oakville, you could coach a club, and also work with TFC Juniors.
So you're doing the two, or?
Yeah.
That's
I'm no
good.
longer with Oakville. My daughter now is with Dixie, but I'm also with TFC Juniors.
You're coaching or on the coaching staff?
With Dixie?
No, TFC.
Yeah.
You're the coach or coaching staff?
One of the staff coaches.
Well, that's
TFC Juniors is a program, a feeder program for the academy teams. So TFC Juniors work with from 8 or sometimes young as 6 to 14-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I introduce them to the methodology and trying to move them up and identify them, the best of the players from that pool of players.
Yeah.
Pushed up to the academy. So at TFC Juniors, any player could join from any club, any part of the GTA.
Is there a fee? Is there a fee? Is a fee? Obviously, there's a fee.
There's a fee. There's a fee that I really can't give me the exact amount.
Yeah.
But it can be found on their website.
Yeah.
And they could participate in training in regional training centers. They have one in Mississauga, Hamilton, Brantford, at Downsview. So you could choose the days you want to attend.
Good.
To different age groups.
Good, Barry. That's good. I mean, you have room to go. Yeah. So you have those two. You're a busy man. Have those two going on, but a little birdie told me you have another project going on. So can you have a new something coming online or whatever that you're looking to invest in?
Yes, I have. It's in retail. It's in clothing and retail, and my product is sold on hoodies, t-shirts, but I shouldn't even call it a product. I don't want to call it a product, but yet you have to buy it.
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
the idea is, to get the word out. My idea is to get the word out, meaning, there's we all have questions as to the meaning of life.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we here? What's our purpose? And after all is said and done, there has to be an answer. So my understanding is the word, the truth is the word being based on the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So my purpose and what I'm trying to accomplish is to spread the word. Spread the word in the way I am capable of doing it. Not a preacher, not an evangelist, and I don't want to meet everybody that I meet on a daily basis to basically tell them about God, tell them about the word. But I can get the message out by having it having a print and merchandise in that manner. So I have my website is www.dominionfd, DOMINION which stands for DominionFashionDesign.com.
How long you been in that? How new is that project for you? And
That project has started a month. I'll say about 6 weeks now.
okay, so nice.
Yeah.
So we're getting it
Yeah.
fresh. We're getting it fresh. Barry, I just wanna thank you for giving me the time. Wish you all the success on your endeavors. I see you keeping busy. So I wanna just close by thanking you and letting you know that you're one of those players that I always admire.
Thank you, Miguel. Thank you, Mitchell. A pleasure having this conversation with you. As always, it's always good to see you, and fun memories as continue in your endeavors. I really appreciate what you have done, and to keep the football alive, both here and in Trinidad, Jamaica.
Yeah.
I know you have your contacts, and you're doing good works. So keep up.
All right.
Keep up the work, man.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank
All right. Take care. All
Thank
right.
you. All right.
All right.